So Gojong, this is after he introduced the modernized dress policy. So he dressed up in this kind of the military uniform, and he has head, and this is he got a short haircut. This is all offsetting. You know, they abandoned that Yangban, you know, style clothes that you've seen in Shinyeonbok's clothes, Shinyeonbok's painting. That was abandoned overnight. So he's standing in that manner, and this is photographs of the Empress Myeongseong funeral. But you know, this period of the second half of the 19th century, there were rapid industrial, revolution and development, industrial. So can you imagine when the train started running in the US? Around 1860s. Do you know when the train started running in London, like England? A little bit earlier, 1850s. Or if you think about electricity, do you know when the electricity was used? Around 1870s, toward the end of like here, yeah, Paris Exhibition Universal. So you know, overnight, like the way we feel about our own technology, people living in the late 19th century, they were inundated with new technological innovations. So this is called the Great Exhibitions. So all the countries are supposed to send their industrial products to these worldwide events. It's almost like a equivalent to Olympic Games. Instead of sending your athletes, you are sending your industrial products to these exhibitions. So those countries like Korea, who didn't have industrial products, they will sell their crafts items. But Philadelphia Centennial Exhibition, for example, or Chicago was Columbia. Chicago is the first exhibition that Korea participated. So in order to go to these exhibitions, they must have the national symbol. They need a national flag. They need national dress and industrial products. So Japan participated in 1876. Always Japan is pioneering in this manner. And Korea participated in 1893. So this is the Chicago World Exposition. So this is interesting that at the end of the 1890s, there was a Dutch painter named Hubert Bos. Dutch. He's from the Netherlands. So he visited Korea. He met Gojong. So this is Emperor Gojong, painted by Hubert Bos. And Hubert Bos was also friendly with Empress Min's family. So this is Empress Min's brother. His name is Min Sang-ho. So brother-in-law of King Gojong. So this is oil painting. So people are first exposed to oil painting around the 1890s. And Korea introduced, do you recognize what these are? These are electric poles. And do you see the wheel over here on the one side? So this is a tram. Tram is also running by electricity. So you know, catching up. You know, people in Korea catching up. But eventually, they could not defend themselves against Japan. So they signed the Treaty of Annexation. And then until 1945, there was no country called Korea. But then there were artistic patronage. And this is very important. 1919, there was a March 1st movement that's Pan-Asian anti-Japan demonstration. So very important. And then 1920, the Japanese government gave a lot of cultural freedom to Korea. So they started the Chosun Art Exposition or art schools, universities. There are more kinds of cultural activities. So modern Korea, this is the first modern style building that is called Myeongdong Cathedral in Seoul. That was completed 1898. So King Gojong gave land to the French, what's the name of it? The French Catholic priests. So this is given by the government. And then Gojong, Emperor Gojong also gave some money so that they can use Korean workers. So design is a French Gothic style. As you know, these are called the French Gothic style. But the workers who completed this architecture was Korean workers. So they are working together with French priests to complete this. It's a Gothic style building. So this is now Archdiocese of Korea. So Archbishop presides over at the Myeongdong Cathedral. And then at the same time, King Gojong created this pavilion or palace within his living quarters called the Deoksugung Palace. Remember the Deoksugung, one of 5 palaces? So this one is made of stone and looks like, what does it look like to you? Yes?
The White House.
The White House.
Oh, the White House. Yes, the White House. Very good. But you know, the origins of the White House is what? Classical Greek and Roman buildings, right? So they have these Ionic capitals, and then pediment. Remember, you've studied the pediment long time ago in Western art. So you have a triangular pediment. So they created a neoclassical building. So this is built in neoclassical building. That was very popular at the time in the late 19th century in European countries too. Doesn't it look like our own New York Public Library or even Metropolitan Museum also in this manner, so not neoclassicism. So this is a close-up view of Myeongdong Cathedral. You should visit it when you go to Korea. This is a popular tourist area. And you know, it took about $60,000. Was a lot of money back in the late 19th century. So the organization in charge of this cathedral was Paris Foreign Mission Society. So they built this in French Gothic style. It's in Jongno, so you can walk from City Hall. Around it, there are busy shopping streets. And the Deoksugung Palace, so that neoclassical building is called Seokjojeon. This literally means stone palace. You know, instead of wood, this palace was constructed with stone. So that's why they called it Seokjojeon. So that was completed 1908, and then 1910, you know, all the interior completed. And then there is a reception hall. So why did Emperor Gojong create this building? In order to receive diplomats from other countries, so that he can have the European style reception here, and you know, each country represents their table and they sit down. So I have been there. You can make a reservation. You can walk around outside anytime, but in order to go into the inside of the palace, you need a reservation a few days in advance. Only up to, I think, 10 people are allowed. So there are timed tickets, and you can walk around. And a lot of furnitures, they bought it from catalog of a British furniture company. So there are a lot of studies on this as well.